Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Leo Sun and Pisces Moon in the natal chart. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. What I'm talking about is people that have that Sun-Moon combination in their natal chart, having a Leo Sun and Pisces Moon. Now, the basic character, which is the Sun, in this case, the Sun being in Leo, can be very flamboyant, gregarious, extroverted, extravagant, generous, courageous, and attention-seeking. Now, on the unconscious side, which is the moon, and the moon in this case being in Pisces, can be very sacrificing, sensitive, compassionate, reclusive, emotional, altruistic, and more passive. And this person, may have more sensitivity than the typical Leo Sun. Now, the Sun, it's interesting, like most, many Sun Moon combinations, there's strong disparity between the energy of the Sun and the Moon. In this case, you have the Leo Sun, may want to give that impression of, so I could say they get an impression of grandeur and, dominance, and, the basic character can be domineering and very very confident and self-assured. But Pisces Moon, the inner personality may not, really be, overly confident, may even feel inferior. So now, another way this combination may, one way this combination may manifest. Now, this person may bring that Leo ferocity and that confidence, that self-assuredness into something Pisces related. I mean, it could include boating, the metaphysical, which includes astrology. It could be helping the less fortunate, spirituality, chemistry, the paranormal, as some examples. Um, the sun in astrology is about our basic wants. And the Leo sun wants to shine, get attention, be praised and lauded for their efforts. And Pisces Moon, needs to rescue, attain. Really, it could be attaining dreams, their fantasies and ideals. And again, it's just disparity is very strong. Leo Sun is very extroverted and gregarious, but on the Pisces Moon, that emotional need might even be more of an unconscious need, for isolation, for solitude and seclusion. And another thing about this, okay, the true self, which is the sun, and in this case, the sun being in Leo, again, can be very extroverted, extravagant, boastful, confident. And you have the inner self, which is the moon, in this case, the moon being in Pisces, can even, as I was stating before, maybe even feel inferior, and is more passive, sacrificing, altruistic, um, maybe a little bit, can be timid even. And the sun in astrology is about our drive and motivation. And this person may be driven and motivated, which is the sun, to dominate, which is Leo. And the fact that the moon is in Pisces, the person may do so with more idealism, inspiration, and emotion. And the thing is, now an adjustment may be needed if there is an inconjunct aspect between the Leo Sun and Pisces. And an inconjunct aspect is 150 degrees. And let's say somebody has the Leo Sun at 28 degrees, and the Pisces Moon is at 28 degrees. There either could be too much extroversion and gregariousness, which is the Sun in Leo, or there might be too much isolation, solitude, and seclusion, which is Pisces. Now the key is to find that equilibrium and balance between the Sun in Leo and the Moon in Pisces. And it could also be too much domination, which is Leo, or that Pisces on an unconscious level, Moon in Pisces, maybe a subconscious need. It might be to surrender and give in. And anyway, now looking at this combination, keep in mind, the Sun in astrology is connected or represents the biological father, the moon, the mother. Now, having the Leo sun, the person may have the biological father may actually be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. Somebody with a Pisces moon, the mother may be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. Now, the sun and the moon can also be the perception of these people. So, somebody with a Leo sun may see the biological father as somebody that's very, I would say, dignified, extroverted, magnanimous and generous, but may also see that person as somebody that might be overly, flamboyant or arrogant and domineering. Now, the person, with the Pisces moon, may see the mother as someone that's altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, sacrificing, but at the same time may see the mother as somebody that may be overly passive, weak, um, nebulous, unclear, very indecisive, as some examples. Now I want to go back to the aspects again. Possible aspect you can have. An out of sign trine aspect between the Leo sun and Pisces moon. Now let's say somebody has the Leo sun at 1 degree and the Pisces moon is at 29 degrees. That would form an out of sign trine aspect, and the energy could be more harmonious. Now some people don't believe in out of sign aspects, and whether it's astrologers or astrology enthusiasts. I'm going to illustrate it's one example that I believe that they still are valid. Now let's say for example somebody has their sun in Cancer at 1 degree, and let's say they have Mercury in Gemini at 29 degrees. Okay, you have a 2-degree disparity between those energies. The energy, even though it's in different signs, they're very close. The planets are close, close proximity. You have the, you still have the vibration, and the friction that exists between the planets. And I mean, I would say for the other aspects applies as well, whether we're talking about a sextile, a trine, a square, an opposition, or even an inconjunct aspect. But anyway, I mean, if you have the Leo sun and the Pisces moon are making an out of sign trine aspect, you could have a lot of that, the Leo sun, the generosity, the magnanimous energy blending in well with the Pisces moon, altruism and sacrifice, and being able to sacrifice and express compassion for others. This could be a person that may express a lot of generosity toward those less fortunate, which can include the homeless, the oppressed, the impoverished, and the hungry, as some examples. So this is just, again, it's a combination that's we have a very strong difference between the energy of the sun, and loud, sometimes boisterous Leo, and the Pisces moon, which is more about solitude, seclusion, and going into their own, sometimes drifting into their own fantasy world as an emotional need. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.